We ready?
We ready.
We ready.
We ready.
No. We're not doing
We
that.
ready.
Welcome back, everyone.
Oh, y'all. Welcome.
Welcome for the first time. We are...
In your head, lock the doors and close the blinds. Turn on your TV, turn off your mind.
Our Soul of a Gamer.
Soul of a Gamer.
I am Scott Nell.
I'm Stephen McGee.
And every week we come at you with a game that we play and we tell you our little review of that game.
We come out you.
We come at you.
Yeah.
So
bring your fisticuffs.
So welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So last week's video game was It Takes Two. We really hope you guys enjoyed that one. That was a lot of fun
we had
for
a lot
us.
of fun playing that one. So
yeah.
Hopefully you guys went and bought it after we said buy it. So
yes, hopefully.
Hopefully. This week's game is A Link Between Worlds. Oh yeah. Wait. No.
Yeah. That.
No. Down.
There,
Right there. Right there.
Ooh.
If you're watching on YouTube, you know what I'm doing. If you're not, well then fuck off.
No one's watching on YouTube anymore.
Yeah. So this is a game. This is actually a lot of fun for a game.
Oh yeah.
I really enjoyed this game a lot. So I guess we're gonna get right into it.
Sure.
Let's go. Let's go with
What's on the box?
And I actually had the box with me.
Yeah, we have the box. What's on the box?
So, a new
All
adventure.
right, just stop. It's terrible. All right, on to the next.
I don't get the word in.
Go for it.
A new adventure in the beloved world of Hyrule. Brave all new dungeons, face a fresh threat from a shadowy world, and travel both worlds using an incredible new power.
Wait, did they say a fresh threat?
Yeah.
You fight the same bad guy in every Zelda game.
Yuga's different.
No. She had the power of Ganon.
Well, yes, it's Ganon, but...
Yeah, so it's not a fresh threat is what you're saying.
It is a fresh threat. Hilda and...
Sure,
you
but
haven't
Ganon
been
is
in
still
anything.
the bad guy.
The main one, but you still face a new threat.
Take a fresh threat. We have Ganon still, don't worry, but we're going to introduce a couple side characters for you.
Yeah.
Continue.
Merge into and out of walls. Beat dungeons like never before. If chasms stand in your way, merge into a wall. Then pop back
They
once
really
you've
went
crossed.
hard on those merging, huh? Because for the first part of the game, you don't do that at all.
I know. Explore the Hyrule made famous in The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. Then travel to the new world that's on the brink of disaster.
A Link to the Past?
So this is a kind of sequel to A Link to the Past.
Okay, so it's not really a sequel, though. It's because every Legend of Zelda game is weird. It all takes different parts in the same universe, but at different times.
Yeah, because
with the reborn Link and stuff.
Exactly, it's
Because
kind of the same thing as
Link to the
Doom.
Past, it had to be like another game where you got the Master Sword and stuff.
Well, it's the same thing you have to do in every one. That's why you have to fight Ganon in every one.
Yeah.
You have to get the Master Sword. You have to get the Triforce in every single one.
You have to save Zelda, and it's kind of up in the air whether you're going to fuck her or not. So
Yeah, exactly. So yes, I think the back of the box for this one does kind of give you a glimpse
really
of what
goes
it's going
hard
to be.
on the merging though. It really goes hard on that.
Well, it is a thing that you use a lot once you do use it.
True, but the first part of the game you don't use it at all.
That's because you haven't
gotten it yet. Merge into walls. Your wife yelling at you. Merge into a wall.
Not everything's as easy as a Billy Hatcher. Find this in legendary, incredible suit, and then they give you the suit in the first 2 minutes of the game.
You have to find this legendary. It's been locked away for 7 centuries.
Yeah,
we haven't been unable to find it. It's out in the open right there. Okay, well hold on. You didn't let me finish.
I said we didn't find it before, but it's right there.
It's right there. We knew it was right there. We put the marker on your map, okay?
Yeah.
But yeah, that back of the box, it's pretty explanatory.
It's
It's not
self-explanatory.
I like back of the boxes that are fun.
I definitely like the ones that are more fun.
Yeah,
for sure.
this one, they could have done a little bit more, but I mean, it was straight to the point. I guess that's fine.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll move on to the next section.
Are we jamming?
I did actually jam a lot in this game. I love the Legend of Zelda.
Just all of the music.
Yeah,
of
the
Zelda.
music is always fun. Like they're always fun with their songs.
And I love that each area had its own distinct like sound to it. Like especially, obviously you go near Hyrule Castle, you get the Hyrule Castle theme.
Yeah.
Which is always good. You always get the Lost Woods theme in the Lost Woods.
I just love because after the game you're just like you're just singing that in your head the entire time. Just any Zelda game is going to have the same result. It's always fun. So the music is always pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
They do a great job with these songs and these games. And the Legend of Zelda games have held up since the 90s.
Yeah.
So,
and honestly, like I put Legend of Zelda soundtrack up there with like Lord of the Rings soundtrack.
now
Like,
I will say I won't listen to it.
I have listened to it, especially like the dubstep versions of all these songs.
Yeah, you'd have to do something to the songs to make it like more interesting. Because in my car, I'm not going to be like, I'm singing along. You know, it's just it's not. I have friends who do that. I'm like, how the fuck do you listen to this? How can you do anything with this? Is it pumping you up?
Yeah, I don't listen to like the orchestra versions of the song. I definitely listen to the dubstep versions.
Yeah,
of
I've
the
heard
song.
the Lindsay Sterling version, but I'm like, it's the same version, only on fucking violin. I don't understand.
Watching the video, that's cool.
Yeah,
because
it's
she
cool.
cosplays it.
Yeah, sure. You can watch the video, but you can't do that in your fucking car.
No, you can't.
I mean, you could.
Not safely.
Not safely.
Don't watch videos while you're driving.
Well, you can do whatever you want. I'm not your dad.
Okay, well, fair. You shouldn't.
Yeah, the music, there's no dialogue in this game. It's all just kind of, there is dialogue, but it's that
text speech.
well, kind of, it's that, what am I thinking of? The Charlie Brown with the parent, wah, 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 wah. Like you'll hear the characters go, chip, 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 chip. Like you'll hear little things like that. You won't hear actual dialogue though.
No.
So there's no dialogue in this game. So
Another good example of that would be Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah. You just kind of, you hear little chirp sounds. Everyone's played a game like that. If you play games, you know, and I mean, if you're listening to this podcast, you play games.
Yes.
So, but you know that there's these games you get where the sounds like the Sims like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh yeah, they have their own like language.
Yeah. So, and you'll hear that in this game too. Little chirps and stuff represent people talking, but they're not actually saying words. There's a text down at the bottom that shows you what they're saying.
And of course, you get the bass sounds that everyone loves. His
Yeah. Everybody loves hearing. Oh, my favorite actually in this, and I put this at the point in my mind to bring up. It's really fucking cool. So in this game, there's a mechanic like we talked about, merging in walls and going to low roll, which is the opposite of high roll, which we'll get into more for the story.
Yeah.
But when you're going through, it'll do the dun, 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 then you'll go through the portal and be like, dun, 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 dun. Like, it'll get all like warpy sounding. And I thought that was really cool. I'm like, that actually sounds really cool.
Yeah, that transition between Hyrule and Lorule was cool.
Yeah.
Like I really liked what they did with it. I love the sounds for it. I love the visuals for it. Like everything about that was fantastic. Yeah,
and it's really cool that the sounds like kind of warp while you're in this little portal thing. You'll hear it if you ever play the game or if you have played the game, but it's really cool. But that's the last point I wanted to make with sounds.
And you know what's cool about this too is I've heard that there's a rumor that this is possibly getting a Switch remake.
Oh, that would be cool.
And I'm like, hell yes.
I downloaded it for free, so I don't care.
I bought it.
I guess I can.
But I bought it like 10 years ago.
Yeah, I can download a Switch emulator. Well, this came out in 2013, so.
Okay. So
8 years ago.
Yeah.
You son of a bitch.
I said like 10.
I was
liar. 2 years off.
You're a liar.
I'm sorry for lying to all of you. Please don't leave all your comments saying Steven's stupid.
Did you have anything else in the music department?
I don't think so.
Pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Same Zelda's theme as always. They do little transitions like you were saying in different parts. Like if it's a creepy part of the world, it'll be creepy music. A happy part of the world, happy music.
And all the sounds are really good. Like the bomb sounds are fun.
I mean, and the village, I think, is the same that they do for the original Legend of Zelda games.
Yeah.
Not the original, but the Majora's Mask and
Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
Those two. Yeah.
Yes. So those two. Yeah. Ocarina of Time, they have like you go into the city and it has a special sound. I think it's the same sound from the Karaoke Village.
Yeah.
I think it's called.
I think it's something like that. I don't remember exactly, but Kariko Village.
Yeah, that's where Sheik is born. In Ocarina of Time, I think. All right, so we're on our next segment.
How does it play?
This game actually plays really well.
Extremely well.
Yeah.
I will say this is very polished.
This is there's a bunch of these types of games where it's an RPG, but it's not an RPG.
Yeah.
So it has a thing where you don't upgrade yourself, you upgrade your items.
Yes.
So you'll get different tunics. So you start with green, which we were talking about. I don't like that. I think you should have started with the blue or the red.
Yeah.
And then your next upgrade should have been the blue or the red, and then green be the legendary, like cool one, like Breath of the Wild, like you were telling me.
Yeah, exactly.
But you start with a green tunic, then you get a blue tunic, then you get a red tunic, and each time you get a new tunic, it's half damage.
Yeah, so it's 50% less damage on the blue tunic, and then 25% more after that. So it's 50% of what you're taking. So it doesn't stack 50% and 50%. So it makes it 75%.
Yeah.
Less damage.
So it's literally, it says 50% damage, and it says, and now you take 50% less damage again.
Yeah.
Like it says again rather than more.
Exactly.
Otherwise you take 0 damage, which doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But I mean, things could be attacking you for 125% damage.
Exactly.
So who knows? But yeah, there's that. You get the Master Sword. You get 2 upgrades on the Master Sword, which was really cool.
Yep. The one with the ores that turn it pink, and then the
gold. Yeah, both. They're ores.
Yeah.
It's 4. You get these master ores. You have to take it to this blacksmith, and then he upgrades it to a pink one, and then upgrades it again to a gold one after you get 2 more. And you get those. You'll get those naturally. 3 of them in levels, and 1 of them you have to go to a dungeon and kind of do that there. But we'll get all into story with all those things. But you get items in this game, so you get like a hook shot, a hammer. Boomerang was the most worthless thing.
Yeah, I never used it. Yeah, that was one of the ones that didn't actually have, because each item each had a dungeon attached to it, or multiple dungeons.
It might have had a dungeon, so I didn't do the treasure hunting one. There's 2 treasure hunting dungeons that I just...
There's a few of them,
yeah, which I didn't find a use for, because I'm like, okay, I already have unlimited rupees, so why am I even doing this?
And then
but I don't know, maybe they held something cool at the bottom, but I don't know.
Optional item is the Pegasus boots, which you only need that to get all the Mayamays.
Maimais. I call them eyes. M-A-I.
It's M-A-I-A-M-A-I.
Mayamay.
Yeah, that's why I said
Mayamay.
Or Mayamay.
Mayamai.
Or whatever the fuck it is.
We're calling them little creepy fucks, okay? So these little creepy fucks.
The little squid babies.
These things are important. So you get all these items, and you can upgrade these items by finding 10 or more of these things. So you need to find 100 total. So you have 10 items you can upgrade.
Yep.
And the final upgrade you get is your slash. It becomes double the radius, the big slash, the circle one, the hiat.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the spinning slash.
Yeah, the spinning slash. It becomes double the radius and 1 thing more of damage.
Yeah.
It was fucking amazing. Getting that, it was such a different game for me. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
I made it so the Maimais and the heart containers were my 2 top priorities in the game, and that's what I went for first.
I didn't find all the Mayamais because I've done it once before and I didn't feel like doing it again this time. But you have to buy the items to upgrade them with the Mayamais.
Yeah, so this is weird. So Ravio is this guy you meet in the first part, and he rents you the items, and then after a certain part in the game, he says, oh, you can buy them now instead of renting.
Yeah.
Because every time you die in the game, he takes back all of the rented items, and you have to go back and rent again. So I died. I looked at my stats at the end. I had like 50,000 rupees collected and 4 deaths.
I had 1 death and I think only like 12,000 rubies or something. I took a screenshot of it.
But yeah, you have to rent these stupid items. But if you buy them, the mother Mayamai, whatever.
10,000 rubies collected,
really
1 time defeated.
But yeah, the Maimai, you have to collect all 100. She upgrades your items for you. You get the Great Slash. It's a cool little... Like I said, this is an RPG without being an RPG.
Yeah.
It's important to get these upgrades, though, because it does make your game a lot easier.
Oh, yeah. Especially, like, the first one I upgraded was the bow. The bow upgrade, because the bow is so useful.
Oh, I don't ever use the bow.
I love the bow. That's, like, my favorite thing in the game.
The problem with these items is they had 2 item slots where you could use them, and they had a quick turn for the items later on, but it was barely quick.
Oh, no, I didn't like the quick.
Yeah, like it just... The one thing I will say about the gameplay is they did a really bad job on the item usage. Having 2 slots only for item usage and then having to pause the game to trade out your items.
Here's the thing, though. At least it pauses the game when you open your item bag.
True. It's not Dark Souls or whatever.
Yes, exactly. So that's the one thing. Yes, it kind of sucks that you have to go into a menu to switch your items other than the 2 unless you do the quick, but the quick isn't really that quick.
Which you normally do in other games, but other games I think had more slots for items, and that was the difference.
Yeah.
So... And I get it, there's not that many buttons on a DS, but it would have been nice having that extra slot, that 3rd slot, just to put something else there. Because I would have put a healing item there, because, I caught fairies all the time.
Well, and that's the good thing with the fairies, though, is you didn't need to use them to heal.
I know. I didn't
you
even know that until that's why I died 4 times. Because I'm like, I need to collect. Because there's 5 bottles you can get in the game.
Yeah.
And I ended up getting them all and just filling them with fairies and one with a potion of invulnerability.
Yeah, I had 3 of the bottles, and I just filled all 3 of them or 2 of them with fairies and 1 of them with the blue potion.
Oh, you only got 3?
Yeah.
You suck.
I know. I didn't look everywhere because I had done this before.
Yeah, the way you get the bottles is really fucking weird, too. One guy is like, he fell. He's climbing the mountains.
Oh, yeah, the cow dude.
Yeah, and then he's like, no, I don't think he's a cow dude.
He's like, he's in a cow costume or he's half cow, half man. One of the two.
No, I don't remember that.
Because there was a message in a bottle that you find. And it says in the message in the bottle, like, I'm looking for this premium milk that's in this village. Can you bring me a glass of it?
Because he tripped on his climbing of a mountain and he's injured, so he needs the milk to heal. It's fucking weird.
I thought he looked like a cow when I went up to him. No,
I don't think so. I think he was in regular clothes because it shows like a little shot of him at the end of the game trying to lift a rock while Russo's carrying like 4.
Oh.
So it didn't look like a cow to me, but he could have.
I don't know. Maybe.
So yeah, you have all these upgrades. The combat in this game is really smooth. You know, just basic slasher or shooter, just a overhead third-person view slasher. Basically, that's what it is. It's not too hard to get used to the combat. It's actually really smooth. The only thing I didn't like is blocking. So blocking is invulnerable. It's another one of these fucking unbreakable block games.
Yeah,
I hate those so much.
I definitely do too, but it's nice in like some of the things for you because you can do the same thing, especially when you have your Hyrule shield.
I never even used it.
Oh, I did. In those rooms where like the tiles would come off the floor one at a time from both sides.
That's the only time you use it.
You just sit there and just block.
Yeah.
And there's a couple other times
I had so many hearts I had like 20 hearts by the end of the game, so I wasn't getting hit at all.
Fair.
I wasn't dying. It was like, it just, as soon as you get a bunch of hearts, you don't need your shield anymore. And your shield, it's not super useful because even though the enemies are blocking and moving at normal speed, you're not.
Yeah.
You're moving a slower pace.
Yeah.
I don't like that. Now, and you can't like prepare your sword or anything while you're blocking. Like, it's just strange mechanic in that regard.
One of the secret mechanics that I really liked in this game too was the bees. Once you got the badge.
Oh, yeah,
you could, like, bees wouldn't attack you, and they would actually follow you, and they would attack for you.
Yeah, you could put them in jars and release them, and they'll attack for you, too. You don't even need the... Oh, yeah, you do need the badge for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, yeah, you could just put them in jars, release them, and that... Really, it doesn't do anything to enemies, but it staggers them.
Which is nice.
Yeah, which the stagger is important. But once you get the great spin, you don't even need to be near enemies anymore. They just die.
Yeah.
So, that was the nice part about that thing. It's like, you could kill the flaming guy with the...
Oh, yeah.
You can kill him in one hit.
And honestly, this is a game that literally I think anyone could play.
Yeah, this game is so easy. Like the gameplay is just so smooth and so one-dimensional. There's no like oh you haven't tried doing this yet. Like in Dark Souls, like you have this, and then if you attack from this angle, you get this more damage. You get a damage multiplier if you do it this way. Like games like that, it's a little harder to play for everyone. Like, but games like this, easy.
This is definitely a game for everyone. And I mean, Nintendo is known for that in general.
Yeah, they just want people to have fun.
Yeah.
They don't want to think too much during video games.
The hardest part about this is some of these puzzles.
Yeah, some of the puzzles were obnoxious.
Some of the dungeons and stuff took a little bit of time to do. Yeah. And there was, I think, like 1 or 2 times where I was just like, I'm tired of... I missed like one thing and I'm like, what did I miss? And I looked it up and I was like, I can't believe I just missed one tile that I didn't.
Yeah. And one of the ones was you had to like kill these torches on this one level.
Oh, yeah.
And you see a secret bridge and you're like, oh, wow, I did that. And I did it so randomly because I was charging up to do a spin attack on an enemy and it just hit it because mine is like double the size. Yeah. So it just hit the 2 torches and I was like, oh, well, fuck, I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have hit those torches.
Yeah. And most people wouldn't. But, like, I mean, they kind of give you that, because that was in the Dark Cave. Or are you talking about in the one in Low Rule Castle?
In the Low Rule Castle.
Okay, but it was after you've done the Dark Cave.
Yeah.
So they kind of give little hints about what area you're going to be in, and a lot of times, like before entering a certain dungeon door or a certain dungeon, they would have a symbol of the item that you would need to do that dungeon. Yeah, which was also really nice. It gave you straight up like, hey, you're going to need the hook shot for this dungeon.
Well, and I mean, in that case, in that one, it gave the lantern one. Yeah. So you knew it was a lantern thing, but also in that particular case, you didn't actually have to do that. That was just to get a treasure chest. Yeah. So,
Well, in the Lantern one, it was dark a lot, and you had to light a bunch of things too, so you wouldn't always think to turn off the light.
True. But yeah, this game plays fairly well. I really enjoyed the gameplay aspect of it. The upgrades were really easy to do. They're not super challenging, but they're not super easy either. It's important that you go through and you kind of explore everything, though, because if you don't, you're not going to get all the cool upgrades. One of the ways to get an upgrade is you have to do this treacherous tower. You have to go through and beat it at the highest difficulty twice, which is a great way to get money, but it takes about, I think my first one was 12 minutes, my second one was 10 minutes. So it takes a little while to do it, and you'll max out on rupees, but maxing out's not really. I was maxed out and I never used them after that. No. So
after you buy all the items, you kind of don't need money anymore.
Yeah, money in this game is kind of stupid. You can just get it from hitting grass.
That's the way it is in most of these games.
It's so dumb. I just hate that. And the other thing about this is there's mini games. So there's they're really fucking dumb.
Yeah, they are.
So to get some of the heart containers, you have to do the mini games. One of them was dodging chickens of various sizes.
Yep.
And
that one's probably one of the harder ones.
And though it was easy up until the last one.
Yeah.
The last one was fucking, and it's RNG based. It's all like random. You don't know where the chickens are going to go.
Yeah.
So I just had to get lucky. And I had a few times where I got to 2 seconds and you have to last 30. 2 seconds left and it hit me. I'm going, fuck. Sitting there yelling at chickens. But RNG, it's just keep doing it until it gets better.
Yeah.
Another one was the baseball one. Fucking hated this one. This one was so stupid.
The baseball one was stupid.
So this one is... There's no meter to tell you where the ball is going to go.
No.
So you have 30 pitches, and that 30 pitches, you have to get 100 points to get the heart container. So if you hit it early, it'll go off to the right. If you hit it late, it'll go off to the left.
Yep.
But this is RNG based because you can't get it. Like you can hit the special ones and get 5 per. So if you hit 30 of those, which they constantly change, you'll get 20 is 100 points. So 30 is 150.
Yeah.
So you could do it by just getting these if you're amazing at guessing.
But you have to have
ball.
Perfect time.
Yeah, I'm like, I could not do that. So these crows go across that are each worth 20. You need to have 4 of those crows go across.
Oh, okay.
And if you only get 3, you can't fucking do it. Because 90% of the time I did not get 40 points alone.
Yeah.
So it took me a bunch of tries, and then I got. And then I'm in the ice dungeon, and my game crashed.
Oh.
And I was like, fuck, I didn't save, did I? So then I go back, and I have to do that all over again.
Always save. Always.
Yeah, also saving in this game's fucking annoying, because these little bird things, fuck these bird things. Fuck them straight up their ass.
It's not that bad.
No. So it's not bad. The problem is you go up and it'll be like chirping to get you to save. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then it'll be like, hey, you've been playing for a while.
Take a break.
I'm like, oh, fuck you. You can't tell me what to do, bird. It's insane that they actually put that in their game. Like, hey, video games are lame. Get out. Go outside.
I mean, like they did that in doesn't Animal Crossing with Tom Nook do that?
Probably. Some of these other Nintendo has gotten really anti-video games.
Well, no, it's just because they're trying to get kids not to just only play video games.
Fuck Nintendo. That's how they get money, dicks. You already bought the game. Well, fuck you, Nintendo.
Who's not going to buy a Zelda game?
Fucking Nintendo. Yeah, they're just trying to get you to stop playing games. I'm like, oh, fuck.
There's a reason Nintendo games don't lose in value. You buy a game that came out 30 years ago, it's still $60.
True. But I did like the save that it reminded you to save. Like every time you walk by it, it would be chirping like, you fucking did something. Fucking save right now.
Yeah, that and the save points were also the fast travel points.
Yeah,
which was
you
really
didn't get till later, I think. That was...
Once you got to the... once you talked to the fortune teller after you saw the witch.
Is that what it was?
Yes. So you saw the witch, and then you went to the fortune teller. You talked to the fortune teller. After you got out of the fortune teller, the witch came by and stopped and was like, "Hey, the fortune teller told me to help something green.
Yeah,
you're wearing green."
Oh yeah, that girl. That's right. That's
Irene.
Sorry, I'm thinking the fortune teller as in. Because she's got a mom that's a witch, and I'm like, I don't remember going into her to get the fast travel. No, Irene, yes. I see what you're saying now.
Irene is the main witch's daughter.
Witch's apprentice, granddaughter.
Yeah, and she's also one of the 7 sages.
Oh, we'll get into that in story. Yeah. So the mini games has continued here. Baseball, cow dodging, Rupee Hunt.
Yes.
So Rupee Hunt was like you had to go get as many rupees as you can, which the other Rupee Hunt you get a shit ton.
Yeah.
Like 4 times, and it's so easy. It's like you have 30 seconds, but there's no timer.
Yeah.
But it's awesome because everyone has a phone.
Exactly.
And I just like sat there and I'm like, okay.
Yep. Set a timer. I got 2 seconds. Go back to the person.
Yeah.
Because you'd have 30 seconds to get as many rupees as you could.
Yeah. And if you get it under 1 second, it's 3 times the rupees. So every time I'm like, I've got perfect fucking time.
And if it's under 3 or 5 seconds, it's 2 times?
It's 3, I think. Under 3.
Okay.
Yeah, under 3 seconds is 2 times. And then if you get 100 rupees, you get a heart container from each one. There's 2 different ones.
Yeah.
One in high roll, one in low roll. I think that's all the mini games.
I think that is too. Then there's a bunch of like just like random dungeons with treasure hunters.
Yeah, which I didn't do the treasure hunt, so I can't really talk about it.
I did all of them except for one. There's one that's such a bitch. You have to do it with Pegasus boots. And it's so dumb because like you'll hit a switch and these gates will drop down and you have to Pegasus boots sprint
before they drop.
Before they pop back up. And then so the first one's just a straight path.
Yeah.
The second one you have to go through 2, but there's a curve in it. So you have to stop and then go again.
Okay.
And the third one, you have to do 3 curves, I'm pretty sure. And then you finally get to the top. But it's so hard.
But all you get is rupees, right?
I didn't finish that one, so I don't know that one. But most of them are rubies. There was 100 rubies.
Yeah, like rupees are just stupid because you get them so easily, you don't even need that.
Yeah, well, literally, you can catch 2 bees, and that's worth 100 rupees.
Yeah.
Or you can struggle at this dungeon for an hour and get.
Or you could do the rupee rush, which is what I did. The one in low roll, I got like 800 rupees each time I did it.
Yeah.
So, and then the treacherous tower, you end up maxing out on rupees easy there. There is one mini game we forgot to mention. Speaking of Pegasus boots, you had to go from one point in high roll to another point.
Oh yeah.
You had to just run. The first one, you didn't even need to use your boots. You could just make it in time. Second one, you have to use your boots.
Yeah.
Pegasus boots just make you run, basically. Otherwise, you just kind of walk fast.
Yeah, it's just a sprint, and it's an optional thing. You don't have to get it for anything in the game.
Yeah. And it's kind of stupid.
To beat the game anyways.
Yeah, it's kind of dumb. But that's it for Out of the Play, I think.
I think so.
Pretty well. So on to our next segment.
It's story time. Let's get started.
Every time.
So story in this game is actually really good. I really like the story.
The story in this one's actually like one of my favorites. I actually like this Zelda game is one of my favorites.
Yeah, we talked about this already. Every Zelda game has the same basic storyline.
Yes.
There's Zelda, who's the princess, Link, who's the hero, and Ganon, who's the villain.
Yes.
The Triforce represents courage, power, and love.
Courage, power, maybe.
The third one's lame. Whatever it is, fucking lame.
I don't.
Ganon gets power, which is bullshit. We get courage, which is bullshit.
Yeah.
And Zelda gets some fucking dumbass one.
Zelda always has one in her possession.
Yeah.
Ganon always has one in his possession. And Link always has one inside of him.
Yeah, but no, I think it's linked to the Master Sword, right?
No, it's linked to Link.
Okay.
It's linked to the hero. It says it's inside of the hero.
Yeah.
So it has to be awoken. Once he starts becoming a hero, it activates.
Yeah, interesting. So in this one, you start out as Link. Obviously, every game you play is Link.
Yes. And Link, not Zelda.
Link. I know, Legend of Zelda, it's confusing, it's stupid, but you are playing as Link. Link is a blacksmith apprentice.
Yes.
Who's always late for work.
Yes.
Sounds like he should be fired.
Yeah, he was found on the beach, and this family took him in, and this family was a blacksmith, and so he became a blacksmith.
And then he bought his own house.
Yes.
He's got a pretty big house. I'm like, oh, fuck. I know it's one room, but if they made it an actual house, I'm like, holy shit.
Yep, so this is basically the way it starts out in every game.
It's right next to the castle, too. I'm like, man, this has to be prime real estate. How does he afford this fucking castle?
So yeah, it's definitely pretty interesting with that. And then, so right at the beginning of the game, like stuff starts happening around the town. So
at the beginning of the game, what happens is you go from your house and you got this kid named Gully.
Oh yeah,
he brings you to the blacksmith. He's like, "Hurry up, Link! You're fucking late again."
Yeah,
and you have to follow him to his dad, who's the blacksmith. And then at the blacksmith, the captain's there, and he's like, "I got to investigate some weird paintings on the walls."
Yep.
And he's like, you're interrupting him, so he forgets his sword.
Yes.
So you have to bring him his sword, and blacksmith's like, "Since you were late, you got to be delivery boy, bitch. Go get him."
Yeah.
And you go to the castle, and they're like, "He's not here. He's at
the sanctuary.
He's at the sanctuary," which is the cemetery.
Yeah.
It's like a little...
It's like a church cemetery.
Church cemetery bullshit. And then you go there, and he's being attacked?
Yes, by Yuga. I couldn't remember if it was Yuma or Yuga.
Yuga is attacking him, and a girl inside Ceres.
Yep.
So the captain and Saris, and by the way, it says like I had to read up because I'm like I don't remember the captain ever coming back. Do you?
So everything was released, but it didn't show his release.
Yeah, and that's what I thought, because even in the post credits, it shows some stuff.
Yeah.
It never showed him. So I'm like, where the fuck is the captain? So I had to look it up, and it said he was released at the end. I'm like, okay, so he's just hanging out somewhere.
Yeah, everything was released from the paintings, but nothing was shown to be. Not everything was shown to be released. We'll get what we mean into that in a minute. So you get to the graveyard, and you're kind of like, oh shit, the door's locked now. Yep.
And the gravekeeper's like, there's an ancient way in, but I cannot tell you where. And I'm like, you're a fucking dick. You're a fucking dick.
So you have to find this grave.
We hear screaming inside, and he's like, but hold on, Riddles.
We're not going to break down the door. We're going to find the secret entrance and go through this dungeon.
The door is made of solid plywood. You couldn't break it down if you tried.
So yeah, you go down to the secret dungeon. You go into the sanctuary.
You get a lantern at this point. This is your first like key item is a lantern.
And so then you go up, and they say like, oh, you should use this, or this is where they tell you that you should use the sword because the captain was already...
Yeah, so basically right before you go into the dungeon, it's like, you need to use the sword because there's like rats and shit down there. Yeah. And I don't clean.
Yeah, so you got the sword, you got the lantern, you go in there, you see them fighting.
You do dungeon shits, and then you can make it to the end of the dungeon, and you see them fighting. Well, no, the captain at this point has already lost.
Yes.
Saris has not.
No, and then you walk up, and Yuga turns Saris into a painting. Yeah. He says all this stuff about her beauty.
By the way, I thought this was a woman until they got to the point where they're like, Yuga is my servant. He is a good... I'm like, what?
I always knew Yuga was the guy.
Oh, God, so weird. He looks like a woman.
He's got red dreadlocks, like red long dreadlocks.
And he's got a very effeminate face, so it's very strange. I don't know. But anyway, you get to that point, you watch him turn Saris into a painting.
Yep.
And he's like, my lovely collection. And you're like, I am powerless to stop you.
And then you're like, I'm going to come up. And you front up, and he's like, well, who's this squirmy little worm? And he kind of just bats you away and then leaves.
He's like, get out of here. Go, stop it. Stop it.
And then he kicks you.
Yeah, he kicks you a little bit. He's like, take that. And then he flies away. And you're like, well, I done fucked up.
Yes. So then you have to go to the castle and try to warn Princess Zelda of this.
So he's collecting... So in the castle, this is where you get a cool little thing. It's... these paintings that show the story of Hyrule. So in the first painting, it shows like the evil, the courage, the Triforce and stuff. Yeah. And then it shows how they defeated Ganon by the 7 sages coming together to help Hero and the princess defeat them, which was Link and fucking Zelda. I don't know why didn't you say that. But Link and Zelda defeat them, and then it shows the Triforce becoming one, and then blah, blah, blah. And then, it just 7 sages was the big thing. Saris is said to be one of the sages, the ancestors, which I don't know how that makes you a fucking sage, but
I don't know how the sage stuff works entirely.
So then you go to Zelda and she's like, "Oh shit, really? I just took a bath. God damn it!" But Zelda basically says, "You have to warn this guy who's in a Kariko village." I don't remember his name. It's like a really long Sala something or another.
Yeah, I can't remember.
He's super long. It's got a lot of Y's in it.
He's some old mage.
Yeah. So you have to warn him because his apprentice is a...
one of the 7 sages.
One of their ancestors.
And then she gives you like the little totem of courage.
Yeah, so it's like a little stone thing that you put in a bracelet.
Yep.
But it's not... Ravio gives you the bracelet.
Yes.
So sorry, we skipped a whole part here. So after Sanctuary, you pass out. Ravio finds you.
Yes.
He says you're in the middle of the street, but you're definitely in the church when you pass out. Did you teleport?
I don't know if he said...
He does.
Street.
He does, because he's like, I was walking along the street. I found a lady in the street.
Maybe the... Gravedigger or like
he's
the other...
like, get out of my church!
Because wasn't there another lady in the church too?
No, I think it was just Saris and you. Gravediggers are dragging.
I don't know, maybe.
There's another body for the graves.
Either way, though, he finds you. He tells you that he found you and brought you into this vacant house.
Yeah, and he's like, hey, I'm going to use your house as my shop. And I'm like, no. And he's like, no, it's going to be cool. Don't worry, I'll pay you rent. And then he doesn't.
Yep. He lets you rent from him.
he lets you pay. He gives you your first item free, which was the bow, I think.
And then he gives you your second item for half off.
Yeah, and then everything else costs fucking full price, dick.
And then the first time you're able to buy something, he lets you to have that half off as well.
Yeah, and the reason he wants to use your area as a store is because he went out to the wilds to open a store and he was too scared.
Yes.
So he's fucking like, go to the princess. So he's like a genuine hero. OMG.
Yeah.
So he wants to rent you all his shit. So he rents you the bow. There's a bunch of shit. The sand wand, which he doesn't have at this point.
Yeah.
Fire wand, ice wand, bomb.
Rods, not wands.
Whatever. Fucking same fucking thing. Hook shot, like we said before.
Yeah. The
Hammer. There's one more thing, I feel like. Anyway.
The wind rod.
Wind rod, yeah. Wind rod was the most powerful item in this
tornado rod. Tornado rod. That's
the
what
most powerful item in this whole fucking game. It's insane. Even when you get hit, it doesn't stop you from using it.
Yeah.
Whereas if you use the hammer to disorient people, it does stop you from getting hit. It's a fucking insane item. But you go to Zelda, she's like, oh shit. And he gives you like this old worn out bracelet.
Yes.
Which...
He just says it's a worn out bracelet. He says he doesn't know anything about it.
Yeah. Which is bullshit.
Yes.
Later on in the game.
Yes, it is.
But Zelda gives you this little stone thing that fits into the bracelet.
Yep.
And it's going to help you later, but right now it's fucking worthless.
Yeah.
So you go to the old guy and he's like, oh shit, he's actually hanging out at the ruins for some reason.
Yeah. He's like, you should go warn him.
Yeah, and I don't remember why. Why do you go to the Tower of Hera again?
Yeah, they just said the first two places you go to were the Tower of Hera and
the other place, but I don't remember why. Like, one of them was to find the sage, but why the fuck the Tower of Hera?
I don't know.
Like, I'm trying to think. Why did we go to the Tower of Hera? No, I remember.
That's where you got the other total one.
No, so remember what it was? You go to him. He gets captured right away. You go back to him, and he's like, "All right, well, you need to fucking go to you got to get the Master Sword. So you have to go to the Tower of Hera and this tower."
That's right.
That's right. But that's what it was. So I thought you went into that other because it's the same place as he gets captured that you have to go back to.
Yes.
So, but whatever. So you go to the Tower of Pharaoh, which is like a volcanic tower, and the fucking bomb place where you need the bombs.
Yeah, I don't remember what it's called.
I don't remember. Anyway, you go to these two fucking places, and you have to basically defeat bosses to gain something. I don't even remember what you gain at these places. You gain like pieces to unlock the puzzle of the Master Sword, and that you need these. That's right. You go back to the guy, tell him, "Sage, we captured. Hyrule has been put under a force field."
Yes, and the only way to get through the force field is that. And he's like, "Oh, but oh no, Zelda had one of the totems that you need to get the Master Sword."
All three. That's right.
And he's like, and Link's like, "Oh, you mean this one?" She's like, "Oh." She gave that to you.
Holy shit! How'd you know?
She was smart. She knew exactly what to do.
That's my princess.
And so yeah, that's why you had to go to these first two places was to get the other two totems to get the Master Sword. So when the guy is captured and you get your second totem is also when you get your merging ability.
Yeah. So basically, you go to stop him at that one to get that other crystal thing. And while you're up there, he gets captured, blah, blah, blah. She turns you into a painting. Yeah. You beat she's the first boss, basically. Because she's the one you fight first. Or he, sorry.
Yeah.
Yuga.
Yeah.
He, it. I don't give a fuck.
Pronouns, they.
I'm going to call it they.
They.
So, no, I'll call him he. He's got a really lame way of, he gets into the wall, he becomes a painting, and he shoots at you, and you just have to hit him. And it's like really fucking lame. You have to hit him with your bow, I think.
Yeah.
But you kill him, he's like 3 hits, he's dead, and he's like, oh, Arceus, how are you so strong?
You're foiling my plans.
And you're like, I just picked up this sword today. This is actually my first time holding this sword. I think you're just weak. I don't think I'm strong.
I'm going to turn you into a painting. So he smacks you with his wand. And he
smacks you with his dick in the mic.
Yes. And, DMX. Rest in peace.
Smacks you into the wall.
Smacks you into the wall. You become a painting. But then your eyes start shifting.
Like the fucking creepiest shit. Like you're just sitting there, and then your eyes like, and I'm like, oh.
And then you're like, it says like you feel the power of the bracelet you're wearing, and then you're able to actually squeeze out of the wall from being a painting.
Yeah, you
and
can
then
merge in and out of the wall at this point. This is where the back of the box is really getting in. They really like this ability.
Yes.
This was their favorite thing they put in this fucking game.
So then you'll go to the next dungeon.
So you only have a limited amount of time in the wall too. You have a little
Yes.
stamina meter, and you can only do it for like
It's called the Ravia energy meter.
no, it's called a stamina meter.
It's energy meter.
Oh, so when you get because you get it extended later on.
Yeah, it kept. I think it said both.
Oh, okay, because it's called a stamina potion.
Yeah.
to increase it.
Yeah.
But you little energy stamina meter or whatever, and you have 15 seconds basically to make it from point A to point B, get out of the wall. Otherwise, it forces you out and you take damage.
And
love this game. Doesn't do this fucking dumb thing where if you fall off an edge, you game over, back to the save point, brings you back onto the previous area.
Yes.
Much better.
Yes.
Every time that happens in a game, I always say that is awesome. That's such a good mechanic because falling off and restarting a level, it's really fucking annoying.
Oh, it's so annoying.
Yeah.
And it makes you hate those games so much.
We had one game, I don't remember which one it was, but we fucking hated it because it was just, this fucking sucks. It took forever to do.
Billy Hatcher was one of the worst for it because it would bring back to a checkpoint.
I think it was Billy Hatcher. I think that's the one we hated.
Yes.
It was so annoying. We in this one you fall off and you just lose half a health or a full heart and go back to the previous area, and if you die you go back to your house.
Yes.
You don't even go back to a save point.
No.
But you can.
Yes.
Instead, and if you didn't want to re-rent everything.
Yeah.
Which I don't know why you wouldn't.
Which the renting wasn't too costly.
Yeah.
The one thing that I said I wish they would have had differently in this is I wish that the when you bought an item, it didn't require energy or stamina anymore.
What do you mean?
Like, once you bought an item, I wish it didn't take his energy. Yeah.
I mean, whatever, it's fine.
And that's the other thing too. All items use energy.
The only time I ever noticed that was at the ice caves with the fire rod, because I'm just spamming the fuck out of the fire rod.
That and the fire cave with the ice rod getting across some of the stuff. I had to use a lot of stamina for that.
So you're in the next place is the fire cave, the Tower of Hera.
Yes.
You have to go here and you fight this fucking guy.
Is this where you go up to the Devil's Mountain or whatever?
Yeah, so you go up Devil's Mountain.
I want to say one cool thing about Devil's Mountain. I absolutely love that it's like a Donkey Kong thing.
What do you mean?
It had a total reminiscent spot where you're there. There's the part where you go into the caves, and there's all these rocks that are coming down these pathways, and there's like little stairways. That is totally a representation of the original Donkey Kong arcade
because they fall down.
Where they fall down, and you had ladders that you could go up in between the things. And if you use the hammer, you could actually walk down the path and just hit every one of those boulders coming down, just like you did in Donkey Kong with the barrels. And I was like, all right, I
thought this was cool for a different reason because you got if you go into what's his name, Orso, Orso,
which one?
Oro, his mine. The guy you get
Oro mine, yeah. Oros.
So Oro, you go into his mine. It's really cool. You actually have to drop off to get to certain spots. So you're on a floating platform and it's moving and another platform's moving below it. Yeah. And you have to drop off that and land perfectly on the platform, which I thought was fucking cool.
Yeah.
That is really cool.
Yeah, that one was very interesting. And the 3D on the 3DS actually really helped make that easier too.
Oh, nice. I didn't have that because I just used it on my computer.
Yeah. I love the 3D effects on this. Like sometimes the 3D effects on the DS can be a little disorienting.
Yeah.
But if you do it like halfway up, it's not too bad. That's what I did a lot of the times, but I think that this game in 3D looks sweet.
It was fine. It was fine on normal, too. I didn't do 3D at all. What's annoying about this part, too, is there's a lot of big bad guys that are way beyond your level.
Yes.
The guys who shoot fire. One fire hit does 6 hearts at green Tunic, so really annoying.
Yeah.
But if you consistently hit them, if they don't shoot fire.
Yes.
But at the same time, you have a level 1 Master Sword, it barely does anything to him.
Yes.
Yeah. So you're at the Tower of Hera.
Yes.
You're going up. Just as this basic, you're using your merge ability a lot at this point.
Yes.
There's nothing really. There's just puzzles in these places. And there's nothing that was too I was like, this puzzle's fucking amazing.
No, I wouldn't say like anything's like too crazy.
Yeah.
Like it's not as innovative of puzzles as like Portal or something, but it is like. And they're all puzzles that you can figure out in 5 minutes.
Yeah. Or even less.
Or less,
honestly,
yeah.
these puzzles were not hard.
I don't think any puzzle in this game took longer than 5 minutes.
Yes. So you go all the way up to the top, and the big bad guy you fight this time is like this moving worm thing, and you fight this thing like 4 times in the game. It's really annoying. It's like all over the place for some reason. So this moving worm thing that has a tail end that has a little orb on it that you can just hit.
And it would get a little agitated and go faster.
Yeah, but your best bet is to spin move it because it does more damage. It does double damage.
Yeah.
And then if you had the Mai at that point, it's triple damage.
Yes.
But you couldn't. I don't know because you have to get them in low roll too.
Yeah.
So you spin attack it, you defeat it. It just kind of bumps you if it hits you, and it's just moving. It's like fucking. What's that worm game?
Snake.
It's like Snake. So basically, it's just moving around in random patterns, and if it hits you, it doesn't like chase you. It just hits you and bounces off you and goes against another wall.
Yes.
So, and it's easy. You can drop down too and go back up.
Yeah.
And there's hearts down there you could have saved for yourself. At the beginning, it's really hard.
Yeah.
Because you don't have a lot of heart containers. Each time you defeat a boss, though, you get another heart container.
Which is nice.
Yeah. So you get a maximum of 20, I think.
Yes. And just not doing any of the mini games or finding any of the heart containers in the world, you can get up to, I think, 10 or 11 heart containers.
No, it's 13. There's 28 hearts, and 4 of those make 1 heart container.
Yes.
So that means there's 7 extra hearts, and there's 20 total, so it's 13.
Oh, okay.
So it's got to be 13, I think.
Okay.
Because you start out with 3.
Because I think I got up to 14.
Yeah, so you can get up to 20, and I had up to 20.
Okay.
The heart containers aren't hard, but yeah, you fight this thing, defeat it, you get your power stone, you defeated Yuga, you got another power stone. So now you're ready for the Master Sword.
Yeah.
Where is it?
The Lost Woods.
Of course it is. Every Zelda game.
You know, I was a little sad they didn't have an owl in the Lost Woods.
Oh, do they normally have an owl? Oh, yeah, from the Ocarina of Time, he's just hanging out.
Ocarina of Time, I think A Link to the Past also had it. Link's Awakening also had it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Zelda games that had an
Breath
owl.
Breath of the Wild had it. He was your guardian. That's right.
So there's a lot of times there's
Creepy
an
as
owl
fuck.
in a lot of these Zelda games. And so like I was really looking forward to it, and I totally forgot the owl wasn't in this game.
It wasn't anywhere to be seen unless it was hidden somewhere. Who knows?
Yeah,
I guess I didn't look for it that hard.
I didn't either.
You get through the Lost Woods. It's really simple. You just have to like follow this another puzzle. There's these things.
This one was a little bit more challenging of a puzzle. No, I mean, not too bad.
Not at all.
Okay, I was high when I was playing.
So this one, so the first one's easy. You just have to follow this thing. It says follow the same path that I do, and there's like 5 of them, and you have to just follow as you're circling and then going diagonal.
It's the cup game basically.
Yeah, it's a stupid cup game. And then the second one, it's like there's 2 of us now.
Don't go where we go.
Yeah, don't go where we go. And the third one, I think there was the same thing. Like
it's 3 of them, and it says
don't go where they go.
Don't go where they go.
And it's a 4 pass. It was really easy to follow them though. They're not They don't increase their speed as they go along.
If you're inebriated and you're not good at the cup game, it is a little challenging. But every time you fail it, one of the guys goes away. So like it starts out with 6 guys. If you fail it,
really
3 times, it'll go down to 4 guys, and so it actually gets easier.
Done that. I should have just failed every time.
So it only goes down to 4. 4 is the lowest number, but yeah, then like on the last one, you only have to watch. You're watching for 3 people, so you only it's easy to You just look at the one that you don't have to worry about.
Okay, yeah, that's true. But yeah, you get through this and you get into this little sanctuary where the Master Sword's in a stone. Yep. You have to pull it out, and of course you do because you're fucking Link. Because you're the hero.
You're Arthur. Yeah, you're King Arthur.
yeah, King Arthur. You pull the Master Sword out, and Samo, whatever his name is like, meet me at the I'm communicating through telepathy. Telepathy!
So yeah, you go back to Hyrule Castle.
And you crash down the force field.
Yep, you hit the force field with your Master Sword, it brings it down, and then you have to run inside to the castle.
So what you do at the beginning here is you pull back your fist and you're like, Falcon! And it breaks the shield all cool. That would be so sweet if it did that.
That would have been cool.
But no, you just break the shield. You have to go through this whole castle, find Zelda. Zelda's like fighting off Yuga pretty much. Yeah. Like, who knows how much time went by between...
Yeah, I know.
The point where the castle gets shielded and all this.
Yeah, but he had to go through all the guards that were in the castle and stuff too.
So Yuga's fighting Zelda and turns her into a painting. And I don't even think you fight Yuga at this point.
Yeah, there's a small fight with him.
Oh, that's right, really small.
Yeah, it's really short. You hit him 3 times and it's done.
Yeah, and then he creates portals.
Yes. So that's when you can finally start going into low rule. There's all these cracks in the wall. And the cracks in the wall, when you merge into the wall, you can fit through the cracks and you can teleport between worlds, which is why it's called a link between worlds.
Yeah, actually, I thought this was a really cool concept. Low rule was fucking sweet.
Yes. So,
like, it's really cool that Hyrule, low rule. Like, I got it. It's kind of opposite, and you'll find, like, the same characters, except you don't find Link at first.
Yes.
But,
I was going to say, you do find Link.
Later on, but at first you don't find him, but everyone has, like, an opposite. Like, Zelda's is Hilda.
Yep.
The captain's in the bar, and he's like, I guess I'll stay the captain, although the royal family fucked the land. All the guards have turned evil and went to the Dark One.
A lot of the good people are now thieves.
Yeah. There's instead of Kariko Village, it's like Thieves' Den or
Thieves'
whatever.
Town, yeah.
And then fucking the blacksmith is like ornery instead of funny.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I'll fucking kill all of my friends.
The blacksmith's wife, instead of being loving, she kind of hates her child, and she's like, good, he's gone.
She doesn't have a child, remember? Yeah, so before you leave, people start going missing. So when you meet Irene, she's there and she'll fast travel for you using her broom, and then suddenly she's not there. It's just her broom that shows up. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then Gully's missing their son. And you're like, we don't know where he went. And he left like an extra item pouch for you in the little, like, that's why you have 2 items you can use. But he's gone to the princess, the Zora princess. You have to learn to swim from the Zora princess. I know there's a lot in this game. The Zora princess is this fat slob who you have to throw this thing back in her water.
Oh, the smooth gem. When she can't control her powers, and her powers keep making her bloat up because of how powerful she is.
Yeah, that's how.
So she has to have a smooth gem inside this pool that she's in, because she's kind of like a merfolk kind of creature.
Yeah. So, and it's really lame. The Zora, they made him so fucking lame in this game. They're so dumb looking. In Ocarina of Time and in Majora's Mask, they look so fucking cool.
I like how you keep saying Majora's.
Well, that's what I called it when I was a kid.
I know.
But it was so cool. It was like these sleek, slender, aquatic guys who had these cool fins. And these guys are...
They're like fat dinosaurs.
Yeah, they're fat fucking dinosaurs that shoot fire. I'm like, what happened to the Zoras?
And one of the cool things too is every time you see like the Triforce symbol and stuff in low rule, it's actually flipped upside down.
Everything is like opposite in low rule. But the princess, so all these people turn out to be sages. So it's Irene, Ceres, the princess of the Zoras, Gully, the Oro.
Yeah.
2 more. The guy and the stupid apprentice who's a dick.
Yes.
And there's one more. Who is it?
Can't remember.
Her attendant.
Yes.
Her the Sheik. Basically, it's Sheik, but she's old and fat this time.
Zelda's Sheik.
Yeah. No, remember in Ocarina of Time there is a Sheik.
Oh, I haven't actually played Ocarina of Time all the way through.
So there is a Sheik at the beginning, and Zelda takes that role later on after things go to shit when Ganon takes over.
Okay.
But yeah, so those are your 7 sages, and like you realize most of them are missing throughout as you progress through the game. You're like, where the fuck did these guys go?
Yeah, you keep hearing a couple people talking about Gully, mainly Gully's mom.
Yeah.
You keep never seeing Irene.
Yeah.
It's just her broom that always picks you up.
Yeah.
Which I thought the fast travel was cool with that. So like,
also Irene's able to fucking travel between worlds.
Her broom is.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So
that's
one of the cool things that I really did like about the fast travel, I was kind of talking about a little bit earlier, the save points were the fast travel. There's a save point in front of every single dungeon in the game.
What are you doing, dog?
She's hungry.
Oh, she wants to hang out with me. That's all.
I should text.
No, you want to hang out with me, don't you? Don't you?
Interrupting doggo.
So what were you going on about with the save points? You're like, I was getting my butt fucked at this save point, and then at this save point I was getting my butt fucked. So no save point did I not get my butt fucked.
So all the save points are all in front of all the dungeons.
Yeah, which is cool, and the towers, and
on all the towers. And one of the cool things with it,
and in front of Link's house.
Yes. And one of the cool things with it is you could ring this bell at any time from any location except for in a dungeon.
In water.
Yeah.
You have to be standing in water. If you're swimming, you can't do it.
But I just thought that was really cool that you could fast travel from anywhere, too. You didn't have to go to one of those locations.
Yeah, that really made it useful. This game's fast travel was on point.
Yes. And then I really did like, too, that there was a potion, or not a potion, there was a shop where you could buy this fruit. that was basically an escape rope from...
Yes, I do remember that. I never used it.
I never used it either, but I bought one just in case.
Yeah, you literally never needed to. There were hearts all over the place.
Yes.
So yeah, you're in low roll now.
Yes.
In low roll, you meet Hilda. You're still fighting Yuga. So you go there to fight, and Yuga uses all the paintings to become Ganon, giant Ganon monster thing.
Yes.
Hilda's like, oh god, I'm the princess here. I'll hold him off.
Yes.
Get help. Find the 7 sages. And literally, this is the dumb part about this, is he's spinning the 7 sages around him to become Ganon, right?
Yeah.
And then somehow he hid them all in front of you.
Yeah, so...
As Ganon, he hid them all in these places. And I'm confused to the point of that, because you could have just taken the paintings from him.
I think it was just to make it like more challenging, because that's the only way to
Become a
trap
hero.
Ganon is to have all the 7 stages. He uses them to get Ganon out of the realm that they trapped him in, and then he disperses them around the world.
Yeah, but in front of you, so like it's insane. But you are passed out for a good.
Yes.
Again, you're just on a road and someone finds you. You're just like, I pass out on roads a lot. I was in the castle. How the hell did I get to a road? God damn it! Blacksmith White's fine. You're just like, this isn't free, bitch. It'll be 6,000 rupees. And you're like, I don't got that. And she's like, God damn it! Charity is bullshit.
Is that really what happened?
Yeah, remember she did ask you for 6,000 rupees.
Yeah, she did that.
And she's like, you don't have it? God damn it, how'd I help you? Well, yeah, so you're in low roll now, and that you can, this is cool.
Yes.
Portals everywhere.
Yes.
Everywhere. So some of the heart containers you can't get unless you do the portals.
Yep.
Some of the Mai you can't get unless you do the portals. Like,
and
it was
then
actually really
low
cool.
roll actually is because it's been destroyed before, because they don't have their Triforce.
Yeah. The royal family destroyed it eons before because it was the source of war.
Yeah. And so they thought it would get rid of the chaos.
Yeah.
But there's a bunch of portions of the map that are actually broken off in like separate islands.
You can't go from one portion to the next unless you go back to Hyrule.
Yep. So you have to go in between the worlds a lot.
Yeah, which I thought was a really smart thing to do.
Really
Otherwise,
cool.
I would have never went back to Hyrule.
Yeah.
It's like, man, that was really smart.
No, and it was really cool too, because it gave you opportunities. Like every time I went back to Hyrule, I went to Ravio to buy a new weapon, or I found some more Maime, so I went to go turn those in, or I found a golden bee, so I went to turn that in, or make a potion. And so it was really cool. Like going back to Hyrule is kind of going back to like a safe town now, and you could just...
Because at this point, the Master Sword does more damage than the original sword you had, and at this point, you're upgrading it.
Yes.
So the first one that I ended up doing was the one in Thieves Town. I don't know if that's the first one. So you have to find all 7 paintings.
Yes, and so there's 7 different dungeons with each of the different paintings, and then you complete the dungeon to find the paintings, and you can do them in any order except for the desert ruins. You had to do the Thieves' Den first because that guy had the sand rod.
Dick.
And yeah, he was a dick.
He's like, I thought I was the hero.
Yep.
Turns out I'm just a sage.
So yeah, that was the only one you had to do in a certain order, but all the other ones you could do in any order. So I think I did the Thieves first, and then the desert ruin.
Thebes made the most sense to me. I think I did Thebes.
Because Thebes was right where you were, basically.
Yeah, Thebes was the easiest too, and you meet the lady, and she gives you like a rupee for saving her or something.
Yeah.
Thebes, and then you... What did I do next?
I did Desert Ruin next.
I got the Titan's gloves next, and I think that was at the Desert Ruin.
Well, you got the Titan glove... No, you got the first from from
Oro.
Yeah.
But then you had to upgrade it to the Titan's glove, and I think that was in the desert. So I'm pretty sure I did one in between them, but there's like the swamp, the desert, the volcano, which is now an ice instead.
Yes.
Which is fucking sweet. Which the hardest one was the ice one.
That one's definitely the hardest one.
Shoot.
There was the Lost
Dark
Wood
Town,
ones again.
Lost Woods. Lost Woods was fucking annoying.
Yeah.
So in the Lost Woods one, they had this floating hand guy who, if he hit you, he took you back to the beginning of any dungeon or the beginning of the area.
Yes.
So And he was
you
easy
could
to
kill
dodge
him.
and kill.
You could kill him, but he would come back after a minute.
Yeah, and you need him for certain things to solve certain puzzles.
Yes.
So
because
really
he would slap things above you.
So yeah, the bosses that you fight, like with that guy, it was this eye monster.
Yep.
That you had to pull the eyes away with their hook shot.
Yeah, that one was kind of fun.
Yeah, it was kind of fun. The Thieves one was this. For some reason, I thought he would be like a normal thief guy, and it was this giant fucking monster guy. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You're the leader? How? What? So he's the leader of the Thieves Guild or whatever. And
Which to get into the Thieves' Den was cool because you had to learn the Thieves' password to get into the building.
Oh, no, you didn't have to learn it. It was just simple, I think.
You just had to rhyme it.
Yeah.
But if you went to the bar area first,
You knew,
you could talk to the person.
I
who
just guessed it.
sang
I'm like, okay,
yeah.
this is really fucking simple. Bam, bam, bam. It's
Yeah.
3 things, and it's really simple.
It really is. You
So
can figure it out on your own.
Yeah, you rescue this lady, you get through, you defeat the monster.
Bless you.
I'm like, I'm gonna sneeze. I can feel it. So defeat the monster, desert palace. That one was kind of annoying too, actually. So if you
Yeah,
remember,
the desert one.
You have to make
God.
the sand paths to hit the giant plant thing.
So this was this was the first one I struggled with, and I actually left the dungeon to go upgrade the sand rod, because once you upgraded the sand rod, the sands didn't fall. They stayed up forever.
Oh yeah.
So I would make a single path.
Oh, sorry. By that point, I had everything bought.
Oh.
I Rupee farmed.
I didn't Rupee farm at all.
And I did all the Mai. So I was like, at this point, you could do all the Mai. So I just got them all done. And
I found 47 Mai.
100.
And I only bought 5 of the items.
No, I bought them all. I upgraded them all. Upgrading them was almost worthless for most of the items, but upgrading
the sand rod is useful for that fight.
Yeah, and the fire rod's really useful for later on.
Yes. And then I liked upgrading the bow because it shoots 3 shots.
Yeah, and
which I really liked.
Like I said, the fucking tornado rod, most useful thing in the game. Staggers enemies all around you.
Yeah.
Super useful in the treacherous tower.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Yeah,
for that,
I used
for
it
sure.
nonstop. It's just this plant thing that comes out of the sand and it constantly moves. So you have to make new, like the sand rod makes new pathways for you to take. And it's really annoying because you have to make a pathway, it shoots some shit at you and you have to hit it, then it goes somewhere else. Oh god, another pathway.
So I found out that there's basically, if you're on the right side of it, you can make one pathway and it's the longest pathway you can make.
Yeah.
And if you do that, then it goes only to 4 points around you, and you can hit all 4 of those points with the bow. And so I could just stay on that one path.
I never used the bow.
And just shot him and killed him that way.
Because I only hit him with 3 of the great spins, and it killed him.
Oh, it took me like 15 shots with the bow.
Yeah. The great spins are insane, dude. That's why I was like, holy shit, it was a boss annihilator.
Yeah.
I loved using it. I fucked up.
I never used the spin on any boss ever.
It was the best.
I forgot how powerful it was, honestly.
Just because it's double, so when it's the short one, you have to be really close and it's really hard to do it. The double length one, holy fuck, you can be so far away.
The one thing I did use with the long sword or the master sword a lot was when you had full hearts, it was a ranged attack. Every other hit.
Yeah, but
was
it only did half
attack.
damage.
I loved it though.
Yeah, but
I'm a range fighter.
I didn't figure that out till because I'm like, why? Sometimes am I hitting with this until I notice I'm like, oh shit, I'm only doing it when my health is full.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I thought it was like a rechargeable thing. Like I had to be in sunlight to do it.
Yeah, something like that.
Why the fuck am I doing it? But it was worthless because it's half damage. It barely does anything to the big.
Yeah.
Once you get the low roll, by the way, everything is fucking insane.
Yes, way more powerful enemies, way tougher.
I don't think you get the blue tunic until this part, too. I'm pretty sure, in low roll. So you get it in the Thieves' Den, I think.
I think so.
So you have to be in the Thieves' Den to get this fucking blue tunic, and that made it so much easier because everything is doing 4 to 5 heart damage to you.
And you don't get the red tunic until the last, after you get all 7 stages.
And you need like the upgrades and stuff to the Master Sword, otherwise you can't beat anything.
Yeah.
Like it's insane how horrible.
I only upgraded the Master Sword once.
Oh, upgrading it twice was the shit.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, it was hard for me. Like, that last battle took me so long.
Oh, really? It took me like 3 minutes. I was like, holy shit, this was easy. Great weapon attack.
I was probably in there for 10 minutes, honestly.
Oh, really?
If not more. Just because I only had one upgrade for the Master Sword and I never spun attack.
Yeah.
I was using fire on him a lot.
Oh, I never used items for anything other than the tornado rod. So yeah, you defeat all these bosses. You get all these paintings.
Yep.
Each one has its own little message saying, "Oh, you saved me." One of them goes, "It's about time," and I'm like, "Fuck you, bitch."
I guess. What was your favorite dungeon?
By far, I don't know. They were all kind of the same. My least favorite was definitely the ice one. I fucking hated that one.
That was my least favorite, but it was the most beautiful of the dungeons.
Yeah.
Like, that was.
It was cool. It had
gorgeous.
an elevator and everything, but man, it was just so obnoxious having to fall off. And I hate this. They did this in Halo too. They had this part where there's ice and you slide.
Yeah.
I'm like, I fucking hate to slide, and you were slow to start your walk every time. I hate that mechanic in games, but I get it. It's necessary.
Yeah.
It's fucking obnoxious though.
Yeah, I got stuck on this one a couple different times with not knowing what to do or where to go.
It wasn't too bad with that. It's just annoying that I kept falling off and dying.
That was the annoying thing too, is especially the falling off.
Yeah. But at this point I had 19 hearts, I think, because that was the last one I did.
Yeah.
Like, it made sense to do that one last.
Yeah.
And the Tower of Hera, by the way, turns into the Treacherous Tower, which is just like this. You have to go through 3 different levels and defeat a number of rooms. In the first one, it's like 5, then it's like 20, and then it's 50.
Yeah.
So in the 50 room one, if you do it twice, you get the lamp and the net upgraded.
Oh, okay.
So you could do that. It's an extra thing in there. It's just a mini game. And if you do it the advanced one, the second one, the intermediate one, if you beat it, you get a heart.
Oh, okay.
So just stuff like that. Like if you wanted to get all the hearts, you had to do all this.
I only did
shit.
the first part of the Treacherous Tower.
Yeah,
just because I thought it was a dungeon, so I went in.
Yeah, no, I did them all, and you get a shit ton of rupees. 6,000 rupees for beating the last one.
Nice.
You do that twice, you're maxed out on rupees.
Yes.
Also, in this, you find this fucking little troll guy, the Cyclops.
Oh yeah.
He's in a water cave, and he's like, "Oh god, oh god, it's a hero! Here, take my money!" And you're like, "What?" And he's like, "Take it, just take my money." And he gives you like a rupee, and then you're like, "Well, that's not good enough." And he's like, "Oh god, take more money!" And he gives you more money, and it's like a 5 rupee now, and then it eventually turns into 3 silver rupees.
Oh yeah.
And then he's like, "You took all my money." I'm pissed. And then he like starts fighting you. I'm like, "That was a fucking 360. What the hell, dude? It's a 180 turn." And he's like super powered too. Like he's red and raging, and he does like 8 hearts of damage if you have a basic tunic.
Yeah.
He's insane.
Yeah.
So
Luckily,
stuff like
you
that
have
was
the
really
blue
fun.
one a lot of times before that.
Yeah. But that one was a lot of fun for that reason. Like stuff like that was fun. Swamp level was kind of cool. You have to save these turtles.
Yes.
Merge into a wall and hit the turtle off a wall.
Which I liked even getting onto that level because you had to, save all the turtles and then they jumped on top of each other and they made a staircase
and
up to
just
the dungeon. I was like,
man, this is
fucking
really
sweet.
convenient. And I think in that one you had to use a rod to get in. I don't remember which one, but I'm pretty sure you had to use a rod.
The ice rod.
The ice rod, because he had to freeze the lava.
Yep.
And that was one of the lava levels. So it was fun. Like all of these, the Dark Town level was really fun.
Which I don't know, the Turtle Rock one was one of my favorite levels.
Yeah. So the Dark Cave one was actually one of mine because it was a throwback.
Yeah.
So in the Ocarina of Time, to get into the castle, you had to sneak past guards.
Oh, yeah.
And in this one, you had to do the same thing. You had to sneak past. If you get caught by the guards, they put you in jail.
Yep.
And you had to merge out of jail.
Which that was definitely kind of fun. I definitely enjoyed that. Like, it's like a hedge maze labyrinth.
Yeah.
With all these
literally, if you played
guards.
Ocarina of Time, same thing.
Yeah.
Same thing as trying to sneak into the castle to talk to Zelda. So really cool. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Throwback to the original Zelda games. But yeah, I mean, they're all simple stuff. You get all the paintings, and they're like, "You've done it. We shall bestow upon you courage."
This. Okay, wisdom was the other Triforce. I looked.
Wisdom, yes, wisdom.
So courage.
Says stupid as love.
You
trying to say I'm not wise?
Yes. So all the sages like come together. They use all their magic together, and then it creates this giant towering staircase with a platform where each one of them stands. And I'm like, you couldn't just give me the piece of the Triforce. I have to climb this tower.
Well, it was funny while doing that. I was hearing in my head the what is that song where it's like people are slow mowing.
Oh, the running of the chariot.
Yeah. So I'm picturing that song. Yeah, and I'm picturing that going off while I'm going off the stairs. I'm like, This is a really long staircase. Yeah, so it's ridiculous because going up there and you're talking to each one. Did you talk to each one?
No.
Each one
I
has,
skipped past all those fuckers.
each one is like, oh my god, I knew you were a hero. And Gully's like the last one. He's like, I could have been the hero. I'm like, no, you fucking Gully, get the fuck up. Then I kicked him off the staircase.
I was one of the 7 6 things.
Yeah. And it's so weird because they don't know about their power, but they're like, I can feel the power.
Yeah, and then
You're
they
like,
all use it all at
you.
once.
But of course, then you've never picked up a sword before, and you're like, I know how to fight.
Well, yeah, you actually do though. It makes I guess it makes sense because it's a repeating timeline thing that happens.
But
like this just keeps replaying.
Yeah, literally.
And that's literally what. And this game is
and it makes you sad, kind of. You're like, holy shit! Like this guy had to live and die, like defeating Ganon each time.
Because I think it's the same thing for Doom Guy.
Yeah.
Because he keeps reliving and having to beat all the things in hell again.
That's insane, dude. It's crazy. But yeah, you get the courage one, and you're like, I'm powerful.
Yep.
Woo! I did it. Look at me. And then Hilda at this point has been holding off Ganon this entire time.
Yeah.
And during there's little cutscenes that show her, which she's not holding off Ganon in these cutscenes. This is where I thought Hilda was the bad guy. Yeah. Because Hilda's just talking to the painting of Zelda, which she has.
Yes.
So,
which is why I always thought she was a bad guy.
Yeah,
like, why
immediately I'm like,
how do you have
the painting? Where the fuck is Ganon?
Yeah.
So she's just sitting there saying, it would be great if Hyrule had a hero. It would be great. Yeah. She's touching the painting all creepily, like right in her vagina area. And I'm like, Hilda, that's a person. And then
you can't just do that.
You go into the tower and you have one final dungeon. You have to beat these 4 areas to unlock the dungeon.
There was the bomb area, the lava area,
the bow area. Was there a bow?
The hookshot area.
Oh, hookshot. That was right.
And
the lamp area.
Yes.
So one of them is that same bad guy from the Tower of Hera. Yeah. By the way, in the Treacherous Tower, he's the last bad guy you fight. In this area, he's the last bad guy you fight. Yep. He's a boss. Yep. He's everywhere.
Yeah, he is everywhere.
I'm like, what? Fuck this guy. They couldn't think of something original. So yeah, you fight this guy. You do all the 4 of these things. You go up. This is really simple stuff again. Just like there's a couple of weird things. Maybe it'd take you a little while to figure this out. You get the red tunic here.
Yeah, and the red tunic's not hard to find. It's on the 4th floor.
Yeah.
You just have to blow out the torches, and you can walk on the white path to the chest.
Yeah. You have to drop down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I did get a little stuck here because there was like one room. Oh, the chest in the lava room. I didn't get one of the chests to open one of the last doors, and so I did all of the castle, and I kept running around. I'm like, what am I missing? Why can't I find this?
I thought it was very simple, so maybe you're just stupid. It's okay.
Well, and I didn't figure out at first that the purple platforms were to move the spike balls, and you had to hit the other spike balls. I didn't know that for a while, and so I kept on running around thinking it was something else, something like more challenging, and I was like, oh god, I ran past this like 1,000 times.
They reused the hand guy in this one too, which was fucking annoying. God, I hate that guy. But yeah, you get through all of this, and you go up the stairs, and you go to the same place, the throne room, which is weird. It's way up there. I was like, holy shit, normally it's on the ground floor, I think. Normally this is like a bedroom. So you go into the throne room, and it's like Hilda standing there like, you've done it. You've got the thing of courage. I am so proud of you. She kind of reminds me of Gladys.
Yeah, a little bit.
And then for some reason, she waited all of this time to steal Zelda's Triforce.
Yes.
Like, she could have done it in the beginning.
Yeah,
seriously. She could have done whatever she wanted. She wanted to do this for dramatic effect.
Yep.
This is bullshit. She steals Zelda's Wisdom Triforce. She's like, I control the horizontal. I control the vertical.
And she's like, our town's been, or our Lorule's been in ruins because we don't have a Triforce. And when I found out about a Triforce in another realm, we had to go there, and I sent Yuga up there.
So Yuga's her minion.
Yes. And so she then she brings Yuga out
as Ganon, like this big
Ganon Yuga,
pig monster fucking shit. And Ganon's like, you fight him and you defeat him easily the first time, and then he's like, Hilda's like, no, Ganon, we'll destroy this together. And Ganon's like, ha ha ha, I'm actually evil.
Yeah. And then takes the Triforce from her.
Yeah. So,
I will say this boss battle is another reminiscent old Zelda thing with It's the Death Volley boss fight.
A death volley?
The Death Volley, because you have to volley the energy back and forth.
So annoying.
So the death, which you could just jam
I didn't get that at first. No, you can't.
I did.
So what I found out was if you do it and you don't hit it at the tip of it, it actually only goes a little bit in front of you instead of all the way in front of you.
Oh, it works for me.
I kept getting it, like I would jam it and sometimes it'd be great, and then sometimes I would just go a little bit in front and come right back.
Yeah, I think I only had 2 times where that happened.
Yeah, but it's because it hit too far. It was just like the baseball one. Gave me horror nightmares from the baseball thing. But you have to hit it back at him, and it blows him up, and then he goes into the wall.
And then Zelda, from being in a painting,
this is bullshit.
Uses her magical powers to give you one last
By the way,
gift.
she doesn't have the fucking wisdom thing anymore. How the fuck is she doing any of this?
She's still magical.
She's like way insane.
She is way insane.
How did she get captured?
So, yeah. So she uses her powers to give you the Bow of Light.
Yeah.
Which is a bow that you can use while merged.
Only when you're merged. I'm like, though, this is worthless in any other fucking circumstance.
Yeah, it's only for this fight.
So this is really easy too. So he'll like tink off the first one in front of him. So if you go into the wall and you just shoot from 2 different angles.
Yeah.
Like he's in the wall and he's running from you. You shoot from 2 different angles, it just hits him.
You could either do that, or if you, like the first time I didn't realize that you could do that. So I hit him from the front and it would just keep drilling into him for a while. And then I would merge behind
That's
him.
how I realized you can just hit him from any place because the bow just goes all the way around.
It keeps going.
So you could go the opposite way of him. Shoot one this way, one that way. He can tink one off, and then the other one he has to get hit by. So, and then that pushes him out of the wall, and that's when you hit him.
Yep.
And literally 3 of the great spins kills him.
Yes.
1 great spins knocks him back in, goes out again. 1 great spin again, knocks him back in, goes out again. 1 great spin one more time, he's dead.
Or about 40 hits with your level 1 Master Sword.
He's really easy to beat. But you end up beating him.
That took me a while.
Yeah. It took me like 4 minutes, I think. You end up beating him and it's really lame, and you like absorb the Triforce again, and you're like, I'm a hero!
Yeah.
And then Hilda's like, no.
And then she comes at you.
I am not. It's like, she's like, unlimited power!
Then, all of a sudden,
Ravio
shows
I thought
up.
this was actually really cool.
This was
I was
cool.
not expecting this at all. I just thought he was
either.
a jackass.
This was a good twist.
Yeah, he's the hero!
He's the hero of Lorule. He's the Lorule Link.
But he is like a scaredy cat.
Yes.
He doesn't like conflict.
Yes. Which makes sense because he's not courageous.
Yeah.
With Link has the courage.
Yeah. Made a lot of sense. So that's why she couldn't use that hero for. And she says he abandoned her, but I think he was trying to find a way to help.
Yes.
In the end, he was just trying to find a way to help.
Yes. And then he found out her plan, and he found a way to try to stop her by getting to help Link.
Yeah. So there's this where the Triforce would normally be. There's this like tablet.
Yes.
And it has a crack in it, and that leads to Hyrule, and that's where the first crack comes from.
Yeah, that's where Hilda and Yugi.
Yuga?
Why? Yugi. Yugi came into this all of a sudden.
He is the heart of the cards.
So, that's where they originally found the way into Hyrule.
And then he goes, fool, you've activated my trap card!
Yes. And then Joey shows up, and it's this big old party.
Joey's like, yeah. It gets insane. Guys, this game, the ending is insane.
It went insane. It was like twist ending after twist ending. It had about as many endings as Return of the King.
Yes.
Yes.
But no, I love that Ravio was this. Like, this was such a cool thing. I had no idea this was going to happen.
No.
There was no inkling, no point during the journey. I was like, well, this guy's going to be important. I just thought he was a jackass. The whole game, I'm like, this guy's a jackass who gives me shit.
Because in every game, the shopkeeper is just some random person.
Yeah.
It might have some lore, might have this or that. But like it's just like, want to buy a sundial?
Yeah,
it's like it's just some random person.
But
it doesn't matter.
And that was really cool. And he had black hair instead of blonde hair. It was really fucking cool. Wearing purple instead of green. I mean, and he had a cool little mask thing. That's why you couldn't tell who he was. He was wearing like this little mask,
which is another like throwback to all the masks and Majora's Mask and
like
stuff.
Literally all of Thieves Town they're all wearing masks.
Yeah.
So like it was a cool little ending, and then he's like, we'll fix it ourselves. Hilda, don't you realize that you're doing what we thought the Triforce would end up doing, causing chaos? And she's like, oh my god!
Which actually I liked the dialogue in this.
Yeah, it was really good, but it was just she's like, wait,
Yeah.
am I the bad guy?
That's totally what it was.
Wait,
Am I the bad? Oh shit! I'm the
what'd
bad
I
guy.
I was gonna doom your will to save mine. Well, and here's where I thought like maybe they'd all just come to the Hyrule.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
That made a lot of sense to me. I'm like, oh well, then why don't you all just go to Hyrule?
So Hilda then says, "Give me your bracelet. It's got enough magic in it, and I've got enough magic."
So now
to
it
send
made
you...
so much sense why he had the bracelet.
Yes.
This all makes so much sense now. Like at the beginning, you're like, why the fuck do you have this thing?
Yeah, no, seriously, everything, like all of this, the way this ended came together and brought so much stuff back from the beginning.
Yeah.
That just was like, whoa. Like, you did not think any of this shit was going to be important at all.
It's
you just thought it was just
crazy.
random items, but no, it has really cool lore to it. So
she turns you and Zelda to paper to send you back through the portal, and it closes the portal.
Yes.
So it immediately somehow closes all the portals, but I think that was her intention.
Yeah.
Just close all the portals, so no one could abuse this again.
Yes.
And then Zelda's like, let's go look at the Triforce because it's just hovering near you. And she's like, I hear if you touch it, you get a wish. So I touch it, and I'm like, I wish Zelda was hotter.
I wish that Zelda had bigger boobs.
Yeah, and then it starts going up in the air. You're like, it's happening, it's happening. You look over at Zelda, nothing's happening. You're like, well, this is bullshit.
Well, no.
And Zelda's like, we both know what wish we want, right?
Yeah.
And then that's when I was like, I wish she had bigger boobs.
And then, of course, you use your wish to give the Triforce back to Lorule.
Yeah, and it's like opposite. It's upside down.
Yep. And so,
but it's gold.
It shows in Lorule.
If you go with the loading screens, it's all black all the time.
Yep.
So I thought maybe it would be black because that made sense, but it's still gold.
Yeah.
Fuck, it should have been black.
It should have been black, like the card art
Yeah.
shows and stuff. But so it shows then in Lorule, they're sitting there and they're like holding each other and they're like, "What are we gonna do? Like, how are we gonna fix this?"
And
then
Ravio's like, "We could fuck."
Yes, the shrine blows up and then the Triforce appears.
Hilda is way hotter than Zelda, by the way.
Way better.
I'm like, oh, you got this whole emo thing going on. I like it. It's working for you. Keep it up.
Kim Possible and shows like that made us like those goth girls with people like Shigo.
Yeah. You get the opposite effect. The opposite effect's so much better than the actual reality.
So then after that, I thought this was such bullshit. I laughed so hard at this.
What?
So first thing, Hilda is like, "Thank you, Zelda."
Oh, yeah. So literally, if I was recording this, you would hear me go, well, this is bullshit.
Why are you fucking thinking Zelda?
Painting? And then, like, if you go one more text thing, it says, oh, and I guess Link too.
Yeah, and Link also. And I was like, also.
Fuck you, Hilda.
You. I did everything.
Yeah. I had the same reaction.
And like, you should be thanking me, then Ravio, then the Sage dude, then maybe Zelda.
No. It's me, Ravio, the Thebes town girl who helped us get the painting, the blacksmith for upgrading my sword, the mighty knight for upgrading my great spin, the turtles for helping me out. There's about 30 fucking people before it gets to Zelda, okay? Fuck you, Hilda, you dick.
Zelda did give you the courage
bow.
totem and the bow of light
At the end of the fucking game.
She did two things.
She did two things. One of them while painting. Apparently she could talk to you the whole fucking time. Fuck you.
Oh
Zelda.
yeah, that was stupid too. The one time she tries talking to you is at the end of the game.
She's a bitch. She's a whore. So
which Irene talked to you all the time.
All the time. After you save her.
Yeah.
Not while painting. Remember the part would show up and it'd be 3 dots, and I was like, this is so much nicer.
That's true. I forgot about that.
So then the game ends, and you get these little...
I went to go walk the dog during this, so I didn't watch all the cutscenes.
So typically doesn't watch the goddamn ending. The credits just show like the captain. It doesn't show the captain, but it shows the her attendant back, and it shows everyone Gully back, and after all these people, they're all doing stuff. And then at the end of the credits, it shows Link putting the Master Sword back into the stone.
No.
And then he leaves, and I'm like, this is bullshit. And it's not gold; it's normal colored. I'm like, I fucking up that shit.
Yeah, it's this gold color right here.
Yeah. So yeah, you put it back in. That's the end of the game.
Yep.
And then you unlock hero mode.
Yes.
So you can play it at a harder difficulty. It's like, this gets harder, but nothing changes. And you're like, oh, I don't fucking want to do that.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
If I play this again in like 5 years, like I've been doing right now, playing this like every 5
Play
years.
it on Hero?
I'd play it on Hero.
Nice. No, did you play it on Hero this time?
Oh, no, not this time.
You should have.
I thought about it, but I wanted to be able to
I couldn't because I didn't unlock it yet, but
Yeah.
But yeah, this game, that's pretty much it for the game. This game was a lot of fun. That story was really good. So I think we're ready to get into... Oh god, it's dark. Did it work?
Worth, or nah?
So, what do you think?
This game is fucking nah. This game is shit.
No one ever should play it.
Not during a single point in this game did Hilda or Zelda get naked.
Oh, seriously?
Not during a single point in this game was there a mass orgy in a house. I don't know why we play these games where there's no sex, but I'm getting really sick of it. So
I did find some hentai games for us to play.
I don't know. I'm going to go with Worth on this game. Worth, this game was actually, it was way more fun. At the first, I hated it.
Yes.
Learning mechanics is always hard in games. I really didn't like it at first. And then I got through it. I'm like, okay, this is getting better. It progressively gets better.
Yes.
And it just gets so much fun. The fighting mechanics are really good. The story is actually really decent. Low Rule and Hyrule are really cool, like I said. Like, I really did like this game. So Worth it for sure, at any price.
Oh, yeah.
So,
which I think it's like $40 was
$40
what I got it for.
An 8-year-old game?
It's probably 20 now.
Yeah, probably. And you can
but
go
lot
online, download Citrus, and fucking play it for free.
But a lot of these games really hold their values too. So if this was a popular one, it would probably be the same price it originally was. But I definitely say Worth for this one as well. Like, this is completely worth the buy. It's especially if you have a 3DS, it's so much fun to play on it. This game it's about 14 hours long ish. Yeah, but it's so like
long. I think I spent 20 because I did all the extra stuff. So,
but like it's really entertaining. It's really good dungeons. It's one of my favorite Zelda games. Actually,
I will say it's not Night Trap.
It's not Night Trap,
and it's hard to beat Night Trap. It really,
Maneater and Night Trap are really hard to beat.
Night Trap was so far my favorite game I think I've played, just because the song was so fucking sweet.
That's stuck in my head. It's still stuck in my head.
Nothing else for you to do, Night Trap.
And if nothing else, just listen to that song.
God damn.
Like, seriously, like, it gets so... Watch the music video for it.
It's not Night Trap, but it's still really good. So good.
So yes, I definitely have to say this game is completely worth it as well.
Yes, yeah, for sure. And if you guys get a chance, I mean, like I said, if you don't like buying games, you can download it for free. Don't tell Nintendo I said that. They're giant dicks about this shit.
If we get popular, no one heard this. I'm gonna have to...
No. If we get popular, fuck Nintendo. I hate you guys.
I love Nintendo.
Dicks. I love what they do. I hate their policies.
Fair.
Listen, this game is 40 years old, can't be bought anywhere, but we want you not to have it for free.
Did you know that the Switch is now going to be having hentai games on it?
Nice! Nintendo's really getting
full nudity hentai
fucking
games.
Sweet!
That was actually announced.
I've never played a hentai game, but I really want to, guys. I really want to.
I found 2 of them that are really popular.
Nice! We're doing it's of the one with the cousins or the brother and sister.
One is called Hoonie Pop, I think is what it's called. And it's kind of like a Bejeweled kind of puzzle game with a visual story as well. And you have to. It's kind of like Pokemon Trozy, if you ever played that on the 3DS. It's a Bejeweled game, but when you combine things, it makes attacks, and you're attacking these like women, or you're fighting these women. Then it shows.
Oh yeah, I've seen those stupid fucking games before.
Apparently, Markiplier played it, and a bunch of other streamers have played it. So I thought that might be a fun one.
Yeah.
And then there was
Markiplier. He's kind of lame.
There's one other one or 2 other ones that I saw. There's one called Mirrors.
I don't want to play it, Markiplier.
And then there's an RPG one.
Yeah. I like playing the RPG. I wanted to play the choices one, so we'll see. We'll pick one. We'll figure out which one we want to do.
If you have any suggestions for us,
send out some hentai games. All right, guys. Well, that's it.
Yes, next week we will be playing Mortal Kombat.
Get over here,
Sub-Zero.
Oh, that was lame. That was bull. Get out of here. No, seriously, get out of here. Not get over, get out. There you go. Bye. But that was it. That was the podcast, guys. Thanks everyone for listening.
I love you.
Check us out on Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, all the places. He left, but he didn't show me how to do this. No, hold on, I got it. No, I don't got it.
I got it.
I don't got it.
No, you don't got it because it's on the screen.
Why is it not on here?
I should make a tag for it.
So check us out at the Gooey Magoo on TikTok, at the Stephen McGee on the Gooey Magoo on Instagram, at Stephen McGee on TikTok, The Gooey Magoo on YouTube, and Poser67 on YouTube. Watch us play some games. Watch us do some videos. On TikTok, we do a lot of releases. So
Yes.
if you want to hear about our upcoming games before the episode comes out,
Yep.
check us out on TikTok.
Yep. I'm going to be doing that a lot more. I've been kind of lazy on it, like I said last week, but I have a ton of videos that I've actually made, so I'm actually getting ready to release those.
Nice.
And I'm going to schedule them for releases so I don't have to worry about like sending them out at a certain time.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks everyone for listening again. This is Soul of a Gamer signing out.
Bye. We love you.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do. Well, I do.